Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a slightly used video, and today I wanted to go over a topic that I went over last year of 10 cards that will be broken, insane, ridiculous, out of control. Probably not, I was wrong on most of them last year, but cards that'll be really good after rotation that aren't necessarily completely broken right now. They might be decent, but they're cards that are kind of under the radar. But as we know, we are losing Ashes of Outland, Skull and Man's Academy, and the Dark Moon Fair that, well, the power level of Standard will go down. Unless the next expansion is completely and utterly broken or the core set is absolutely ridiculous. Who knows? But regardless, I'm going to predict 10 cards that I think that are either, decent to good or maybe just not played at all that will become absolute meta players and will become ridiculous. And last year I got one right. I said Trampling Rhino would be absolutely nuts the next year. I hadn't seen a lot of play until the rotation, and yeah, well, it got a bunch of support and it became really good at Face Hunter all year long. So let's see if we'll have a Trampling Rhino this year. So starting off at number 10, I have a Warlock Minion, Fell Walker. It's like a 6-mana 3/7 taunt, and it casts the highest cost Fell spell from your hand, random targets, blah, 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 blah. They keep pushing Fell Warlock, and Fell Warlock has been absolutely terrible, has done nothing so far, and I feel like they're not going to just ditch it. It's been across multiple expansions, and, well, if we know anything with Blizzard, they like to brute force stuff, and I feel like Fell Walker at some point this year will be a meta player. There's going to be that Fell spell to cheat out that's like 10 mana that's just broken and, make it playable maybe. I don't know. You already have better stuff, and that's the main problem, and even with rotation, there's still better stuff, but regardless, I'm saying Fell Walker will be broken next year, maybe, probably not. Anyways, at number 9, we have another Warlock card, and this one I'm a little bit more confident that will be pretty good at some point this year. And there's Spawn of Deathwing, the 5-mana 6/6 dragon that destroys a random enemy minion and discards a card. This is a very good card without a home, and I feel like Discard Warlock hasn't been meta in quite some time in Standard, that it's going to return at some point. I think this year we'll see Discard Warlock be back, the zoo-centric style of deck, and this is just a really good card in that style of archetype. It's ridiculous stats, it's got an insane effect, and the discards can actually be synergistic and good for you at some point. It just needs that support. So I think this year, Spawn of Deathwing will be busted, insane, ridiculous. How many words am I going to have to say the same thing this entire video? I don't know. Let's find out. At number 8, we have a Mage Legendary Minion that you can get Diamond, and that is Belinda Stonehearth, the 6-mana 6/6 minion that draws 2 spells from your deck and swaps basically the mana cost and the attack and health with them. So you get like a 10-mana spell, all of a sudden Belinda has 10 attack or 10 health or whatever. And right now she's kind of like okay, ping mage, big spell mage. She's not a bad part of it, but she's not like doing incredibly well. However, we've seen this archetype pushed for almost a year now, and I think that will continue. And with Mage losing a lot of other stuff, like Incanter's Flow in particular, think that big spell mage will be more prominent, and Belinda allows you to draw cards, sheet mana, do incredible things, and if the metagame slows down just a little bit, Belinda, I think, will be an absolute powerhouse on the ladder. And she looks really cool diamond, so, hopefully she'll be good. That'd be pretty sweet. At number 7, we have a card that's not bad by any means, but I think it will get way better this upcoming rotation, and that's Dun Baldar Bunker, the objective spell for Hunter that draws 3 secrets that cost 1 less. And this card's really good, but I think it'll get even nuttier as Face Hunter is losing a ton of good stuff. And maybe you'll want to play that mid-range secret style or play quest Hunter with this secret package. That's not going anywhere. And I think this card's just ridiculous. It's 2 mana, draw 3, shave off 3 mana, and it's not a big meta player now. I just feel like at some point this year it has to be. It's too much mana cheat. It's too much draw. It's everything that drives me crazy in Hearthstone. And well, I think that'll be a thing going forward. At number 6, we have the next 2 cards are Demon Hunter cards that are performing well, but I think they're going to take off. Is Razer Glaive Sentinel at number 6, the 4-mana 5/4 minion for Demon Hunter. It's like Stargazer Luna. It draws a card for every right and left side card you've played. You can just keep chaining it, and aggro Demon Hunter is really close to being very good, and I think with Face Hunter taking a big hit with rotation, unless they get a bunch of good replacement cards, this might be the aggro deck of choice. It's actually a lot better at fighting for board than like aggro Shadow Priest, and aggro Shadow Priest is losing like Raise Dead and a lot of good tools, and I think this might be the aggro deck to go with, and Razer Glaive Sentinel is just good. Plus you could put it in other like Scam Miracle decks. Really solid card, but just hasn't popped up a lot on ladder. I think it will definitely at some point in the next year. As the same thing, same argument for Battle Worn Vanguard at number 5, another Demon Hunter card. This card's ridiculous. If you played in the arena and you've seen this on turn 2, it's so much stats and it snowballs. It's a 2/2 that summons 2 1/1s every time your hero attacks, or it's so much stats early, and you just snowball, get chip damage in. It works very well in an aggro deck with the Sentinel card, and I think aggro DH will step up and be a bigger player after rotation. As like I've said, the other aggro options out there are getting worse, but again, we don't know the next expansion. It's pure speculation and Zeddy being wrong as always, but regardless, I'm gonna go with that. And at number 4, I'm gonna go with a card that was everywhere last year, basically you rarely ever see it anymore, and I think you're going to see it a lot again. And that's Venomous Scorpion. 3-mana, 1/3 beast, poisonous, discover a spell. You discover a spell. This card, when the card pool is small, gets so much better. And we're going to see rotation. 3 expansions gone. All of a sudden, the spell pool is smaller again. And also the, the cards you have to put together to build decks is smaller. And that's why Venomous Scorpion early on in the Barons was so prevalent. There's just not a lot of cards to work with. And while you put Venomous Scorpion in a lot of decks, and I think we'll probably see a resurgence of Venomous Scorpion in a lot of decks. I just think it's a natural thing for when the card pool gets smaller, for cheap discover options to get a lot better, and I would expect Venomous Scorpion to make a big comeback and be a toxic little beast like this toxic big man. Anyways, at number 3, we have, speaking of toxic, priest card, Amulet of the Undying. It's 3 mana. You resurrect 1 Death Rattle minion, but you can trade it. It upgrades every time you trade it. This card is like so close to being good. It's so close to being good. The Death Rattle stuff in priest is there, and you know they're going to push it more. They've had a lot of Death Rattle stuff. You know there's going to be more. There's no way they're going to stop now. And with a lot of, broken stuff rotating and priest losing a lot of like their miracle stuff with like we got what Nismani's leaving, Palm Reading's leaving, Renew's leaving. The Death Rattle stuff's looking a lot more appealing for priests, and Amulet of Undying is a disgustingly good card that just doesn't see a ton of play, at least at high ranks. It's not like a top player, and I think it's going to get a lot better throughout the year. It'll probably drive a lot of people crazy because it's a really, really nasty card. At number 2, I'm going for my boldest prediction yet, because I want this card to be good, and Cora said on Twitter, board will matter more next year, and if she's right, the Rat King should absolutely dominate the meta. The Rat King, the 5-mana 5/5 hunter legendary that comes back every single time 5 minions have died. It's like the ultimate board battle tool. I keep wanting the Rat King to kick ass. It hasn't happened. But like, come on, it's gonna happen now, right? We got the pet collector, we got all the support for it. They're probably gonna make more support for it with the secret package and all that stuff. It's gotta be the Rat King. It's the time for the king to live up to his name and be one hell of a cheesy boy. It's gonna happen, right? Rat King, he's gonna be insane, busted. Please, Rat King's super cool. Let him be good. Anyways, and my number 1 is a cop-out because it's more than one. It's a bunch of hero cards that just don't see a lot of play, at least at high ranks right now. And hero cards are always good. And let's go with like Zarella, which doesn't see a lot of play right now. But like I said, the Death Rattle stuff's going to be so good. We have Tavish, which is already really good in Hunter. Some people have played in Face Hunter. It's going to be even better after rotation. Dawngrass for Mage is going to be even better. All these cards are going to be so much better as the time goes on. As the card pool gets smaller, hero cards are even more powerful in a lot of ways. And I expect all the hero cards to be better, but in particular ones like Zarella and Tavish and Dawngrass that don't see as much play, or you could say Kurtrus, the Demon Hunter one, which is insane, but it doesn't see as much play as the others. I think all the hero cards are going to get pretty nutty throughout the year, and who knows what stuff's going to come in there to support it. So there you go, my picks for what I think will be the most busted stuff that isn't necessarily busted already, and let me know in the comments below what you agree with, what you disagree with, and also what cards do you think I missed that you think are kind of sleepers that aren't really good right now that you think will be absolutely nuts after rotation. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.